Yeah, well, I'm just going to say right now, I'm super pumped up about this episode. We're here on the Heiden Level Up Leadership Podcast, where every time we step on this episode, turn these mics on, the goal is to get a little bit better, to level up in this season of leadership. And today, joined by two awesome brothers. Hesitate to use the word guests. These are friends, and they have so much powerful stories, and specifically in the dance space with the Jabbawockeez. Two of the OGs, the founders of the Jabbawockeez Dance Crew. We got Joe Larot, we got Kevin Brewer, and so good to just have you guys, man. Welcome.
Thank you, bro. It was good to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like y'all need to have some type of, hey, welcome.
Yeah. We are. No, just
yeah, so good, man. I mean, it's been cool to just follow your guys' journey for several years, and then just more so recently with Joe and his family getting connected at church, and just watching you guys level up over the years and have kids and grow. You every year's a level up year. But one thing that you guys recently celebrated was the 20-year milestone as a dance crew. And I just thought, man, there's got to be so many leadership gems that can just flow out of your guys' story of how you got to this place. Even right now, you got the residency happening locally here in Vegas. Where's that at? Is that
MGM Grand?
That's an MGM
That's the
Grand.
flagship right there.
That's the flagship. And at the same time, about to send a crew over to
Malaysia.
To do their thing out there.
Yeah.
And man, there's just so many different moving parts.
Yeah.
It's all leadership.
It is.
And it's all, the Lord is in it. And it's just such a cool story that dates all the way back to the garage in Sacramento, California. Bro. And so I just want to go and pass the ball over to you guys, man. Take us back to those original garage days where you guys met, just started to dream up what this could look like. And maybe even at the time, it was just more organic.
Yes.
And just started to develop from there.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
You start?
Yeah.
We from Sacramento.
Yeah, shout out to Sacramento.
Outside.
And from there, we met through this crew called Warheads. And from that moment on, have never left each other's side as far as dancing and friendship. And from there, we just developed our love for it. We even started to venture out from our little Sacramento community to the Bay Area, which is a 3-hour commute. And so we would do that 3-hour commute every Thursday, every week, just to collide with more dancers, just to level up.
Now, around what year is this?
This is I want to say the early 2000s. Early 2000s.
Late 99, 2000s. Yeah.
So good. And what was kind of some of the, you had mentioned it was the golden era of dance, but it was at also opening up different new styles maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely what I consider the golden era. We had popping and locking and breaking, which were very much people knew what that was about. People were really trying to seek out mentors to teach them these disciplines or styles, right? And the context was that, today people are learning dance off of TikTok. And so I'm not saying that there's no foundation there, but somebody might do a wrist roll and a lock and not understand that that's locking, but it just is a series of movement that they learn from somebody without really knowing what the foundation was. So I think foundation and awareness of that was a lot more prevalent back then, because you knew you wanted to pop or you wanted to break or you wanted to do one of those things, so you would find those people. But that was the time where we were kind of just absorbing all that, so we could kind of carry that forward,
So your crew is kind of forming, and was it your garage?
It was actually
multiple garages.
Yeah, it was multiple garages.
It was the garage dance crew first.
Yeah. Right. And so that all leads up to us moving to San Diego.
Okay.
And that's actually where Jabbawockeez gets born and, created in that space. But before that, it was all Sacramento Bay Area, traveling up and down California, just leveling up, collecting with Pokemon. Yeah, collecting Pokemon. That's what we call it. Because
wow.
Gary used to call it Gary introduced that
Yeah.
to us because he would like just go around and learn everyone's styles, and we would.
That's amazing.
At that time, a lot of people were very traditional and very what's it say?
They
Very,
didn't
just
blend,
one thing.
Yeah, they didn't blend the different styles, and that's what I appreciate about G, our brother, is that he was learning locking, housing, and he was putting it all together.
That's crazy.
In a very
Mixed martial arts
masterfully way. Yeah,
Wow.
It's like a mix, but exactly.
Man,
like,
fascinating.
he would never get stuck. Like he could go from up to down, and it just blew my mind. And so it's like learn all those different foundations, and then learn how they all converge within this person. But he said traditionally, like the mind state was like, that's not popping. So don't put that together with popping.
And real quick, we got to do this for somebody who's listening to this.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a pastor, maybe they're just a person driving in their car, and they're, wanting to learn some leadership principles, and they're hearing about popping.
Yeah.
Just describe, what do you mean when you say popping, a wrist roll, a
absolutely,
lock-in?
Absolutely. Those are all just
for dummies, for the elementary cats.
For sure. Popping is really just like the series of contracting the muscles and letting it go. So anytime you see a hit or something like that, that's like the concept of popping.
And anybody can do a pop.
Anybody can do it.
If you're running down the street right now, just contract the muscles and let it go.
That's all you got to do. You just learn
when you get scared of something, that's what popping is.
That's what it is.
You just tense up.
You popping, right?
That's right.
So, but yeah, I mean, YouTube, it is out there, but like at the same time, that's really what it is.
No doubt.
Wrist rolls is just another technique. Locking, it's like old school type vibe.
House is like a lot of footwork.
Flowy.
I think people are leveling up their dance moves right as we
look
are
those things
communicating
up.
this
Look
right
them
now.
Up. You know what I mean?
And maybe somebody just needs this level up principle. Maybe you just need to loosen up a little bit. Maybe you're in the holiday season. You're just very little tight. And just maybe do a little pop, smile a little bit. That's part of leadership too, is enjoying the season, enjoying what you're doing. And, you guys continue to develop your friendship. The crew is growing. You guys moved to San Diego. All right, real quick. Where does the name Jabbawockeez come from?
Lewis Carroll. It's a poem through the looking glass. He talks about the Jabbawockeez. The poem talk about this guy who goes to the Toji Woods to slay this dragon, which is called the Jabbawockeez.
Wow.
And the idea is just really us being kind of like this elusive, whimsical, nonsensical dragon in the hip hop dance type forest of the dance community. So at first we didn't want to it was like the most crucial thing for us to keep our identities anonymous. Like we went through great lengths to like not let people see that it was us behind the mask.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that was a big deal. We didn't want people to know who we were. We just wanted them to focus on this image or this concept or this idea, this innovation that we were trying to, put forth. Not really realizing it was innovation, but it was, and so that's where it comes from. From Lewis Carroll. So but we flipped up the spelling so we don't get in trouble with the
that's Alice in Wonderland for you guys that don't know. Lewis Carroll, like Alice in Wonderland's character, the Jabberwocky.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah, there.
Yes.
A little sauce on it. The Jabberwocky.
Oh, there we go. We take it to the streets.
There we go. A little swag on it. Man, that's so cool. So you guys are there. You start to develop this identity, and talk to us a little bit about the mask. Where the mask come from? I know you kind of just mentioned just wanting to just maybe keep that identity more private, or keep the attention, the focus on the dance, rather than the people. I don't know. Talk to us about that.
Well, the first performance, we actually didn't wear masks. We wore ski masks, like a ski mask where you can see the eyes and all that. And just to hide our identity. And then through iterations, we like tried different masks.
Yes.
And then one day we were like at the Party City, and we're like, "Yo, let's try that one mask." And that's the one that hit.
It was a Party City.
Party City
mask. It was just like, let's just go with these white $3 ones.
Yep.
It
was what was it like $3 maybe cheaper? But then after we got on the show, Party City started calling it the Jabbawockeez mask.
Wow,
hyped
straight
up the
up.
price.
They did.
We wouldn't get none of that.
Yeah. Come on now, we need a Party City little sponsor.
I'm just playing.
Man, so you guys are doing that, and it starts to become a little bit of your guys' journey.
Yeah,
right.
Starts to gain traction.
At what point do you guys feel like the next step is America's Best Dance Crew? I want to get on the show. I want us to keep pushing this thing forward. How did that take place?
Tournament? Oh,
Gary?
yeah, it was G. It was
G.
It was G. He had caught wind about. So I think there was like this talent scout that was moving around the dance community, and G caught wind of it, and he was telling us about, you know, this thing, you know, America's Best Dance Crew at some point.
The show was just starting to take off.
I think they were just like thinking about it.
Yeah.
They were like, you know, trying to find the talent. Like, is this a real thing? And so I don't really know exactly. It had to go down like in 2007-ish. Sometime during that, and he was still with us. He actually passed that like in like November, December. When was it?
Yeah,
it was the end of the year. It was pretty much the end of the year. Yeah, G did.
Man, wow.
And so he had been talking about this. And,
it's a legacy moment.
Yeah, and he was supposed to do the show with us.
Wow.
You know, and then that goes down. The year turns over. And the opportunity comes around. They remind us, hey, you guys want to still audition for this thing? It's coming up. I think, was it March? I know we were there for like a month or something.
Yeah.
It was like the first quarter of the year, right?
Yeah.
This is 2008. So we go there. We decide prior to that, we had done like other reality type, like America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
We got so far and then just got eliminated by Boy Shakira. Shout out Boy Shakira if you still out there doing your thing. Good job.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they thought that was a little more entertaining than us, and we didn't. So we were like, man, we done with television. Like, we don't even want to, like, nah. Yeah. So ABDC comes around, and we're really deciding, do we want to do this? Do we want to? Like, you know what? G wanted us to do this. So it's not even about what we want. Let's just do it for G because he saw that he told us at one time, bro, we got something amazing. We can change the world with this. Wow. And we were like, all right, G.
We didn't really, all
right.
Sure.
We just young dudes trying to, we just.
I hear you, but, you know.
And so, like I said, shout out G. The only reason why we did that show was because of him. And every week, regardless of how grueling of the process was or whatever, even in that was some grooming too. Like going through that process, we ended up being America's Best Dance Crew, and that. Even saying that right now is just
hear that, feel that for a second.
Mind. It blows my mind that through all of that, we were the champions of that. Like,
you guys were able to say, for a season of life, we were the America's Best Dance Crew. Yeah, out of all the crews,
at some point of season,
you know. We did that. Yeah. Man, praise the Lord.
All praises, definitely. And,
it's amazing.
And like I was saying, it's funny because prior to that show, everything that we had been doing, like Joe said about our journey up until then was really just, like I said, I use this word grooming, but that's really what it was. Yeah. You know, when came time for us to build material, 2 minutes, it was like, oh, this is easy. We do this all the time. Yeah, you know, and they would try to throw different songs, and that was the thing about our crew because our playlist was eclectic. We listened to everything. Yeah, grew up in the '80s, so we got all of that catalog till then, you know. And so they tried to throw One Republic at us. We had a guy who had material to it already, so we're like, bro, let's just learn that piece and put it out. And got through the first episode, second episode. Oh, we doing Omarion. Oh, one of our guys was on tour with Omarion, so he knew the material.
In the video, Omarion.
It was like it was literally like the Most High handed us America's Best Dance Crew. I'm gonna say that out loud. Yeah, I really literally feel like God gave us that show because every week, going through it was a challenge, but like looking back on how prepared we were for that, it's just like it had to be the creator's hand moving us through that.
100%. And I love that you use the word prepared because a thought that I recently wrote down was we prepare for our future by being present today. Yes. Right? The decisions we make today
absolutely
will be the fruit we get tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And, you know, like what I hear you saying is, you know, from the garage in Sac to the move to San Diego, to continuing to just get better, even the America's Got Talent, like all of that was leveling up.
It
was preparing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it was preparing you for
that right time.
But at any of those moments, you guys could have thrown the towel.
We could have.
You could have went different ways. Hey, bro, you know, we tried. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you continue to get better. In a way, you continue to level up. Yeah. You know? And I think sometimes we hear that idea of leveling up I think this is a good episode to go into the new year too, because it's rarely, you know, it's like that idea, like the overnight success is not a thing.
It's not.
You know, it's like, who was it? One of the actors said, like, after a lifetime, I became an overnight success, right? It's just like, man, like, I've done a lot of movies that y'all haven't seen, but that led me to the one that y'all did see.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, for anybody leaning into this, watching this, listening to this, keep taking steps toward that dream that God's given you.
Absolutely.
And it might not be exponential growth, but man, it's leading to that.
Yes.
Over time, it could really develop. Like you guys said, like G said, we got something great if y'all can just stick it through.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Literally. He
That's
said,
fire.
I mean, that's essentially what he was saying.
Man.
You know?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Man.
He was trying to wake us up.
Yeah, he
man.
was trying to wake us up.
I mean, think about how many practices y'all probably had to have in the studio,
Absolutely,
and like
yeah.
the hours.
Yeah. We would stay there till
Man,
like
I was in there
AMs.
in the practice, and
That's
personally,
fire.
I was at the house doing it. Like everything, pumping gas. You see me dancing, like you know, like it's always
Something about
on my
it.
previous jobs. They had surveillance cameras watching the employees. Man, they would have me dancing. They would see me dancing.
But would you say that you guys had a genuine love for it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Almost like you got to have a love for
You
it.
have
Oh
to.
yeah.
Like whatever your thing is,
Yeah.
you know.
Even if this wasn't famous for us,
Yeah.
we would still be
Regardless,
doing.
we was
yeah.
paying to dance.
Yeah.
Man.
We was
That's the
literally
joke. We were
paid to
paying
dance.
to
Yeah.
dance, and now we're getting paid to dance.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, but there's something special about there's something
Yeah.
principally
Absolutely.
about that is, you know, because when it comes to leadership, I think there's also an essence of sacrifice.
Mhm.
There's a cost to be a leader.
Mhm.
There's a cost to be innovative.
Mhm.
There's a cost to try something new, and then to see some other people jump on with you, you know, requires all types of leadership
Absolutely.
principles.
Yeah.
And man, you know, to do anything that has to do with team, like
Mhm.
I think dancing may be like the ultimate team sport,
Mm.
because if one cat is off, you see it,
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so everybody's got to be really dialed in.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to talk a little bit about that, right? So
Mhm.
you know, you get there, you're America's best dance crew, and stuff. Is stuff blowing up? You know, is the phone ringing?
It's so wild. So
Yeah.
there was,
Or maybe not necessarily. Talk to us about it. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean it was wild because, like I said, G had passed
Yeah.
the end of the year prior to
Man.
The show.
the show being on there.
So tough.
So we told them, hey, at some point in time, we're going to have a memorial for our brother.
Right.
And because, there was a certain time that they needed us to commit to. And so they were willing to be flexible with that. So when we found out what the memorial was, we I think it was like a few episodes in, we literally like they gave us a couple of days to prepare before they would shoot it. So we go there. We had to, I don't even know if we had our material. We didn't know what we were going to present for that year or that episode.
Yeah.
We were
Wow.
kind of had some sketches, some ideas,
That's
but
so
it really
crazy,
didn't
man.
have much time. We actually had to put it together when we got back.
Yeah.
So we preparing for our trip. We get to the airport because we got to fly to the Bay Area. This is in LA. We're in LA.
Yeah.
And so gonna go fly to the Bay Area. We're in line like you normally do through security. People are like, "Hey, you guys are the Jabbawockeez." We're like, "You know who we are?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Yeah,
Word?
I watch you every day."
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're secluded in a hotel.
Yes.
So they don't
We don't have
know
any
the impact
yes.
of these episodes in the
Wow.
world.
We don't know how
So-
it's affecting.
Go back to the story.
Man.
They finally get out in the world and don't understand what's going on.
No.
They're in the airport.
Dang.
Yeah.
Now go.
Yo, we
That's
see you
really
guys.
wild, bro.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good info.
Yes. And I appreciate that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we
'cause
had
y'all
no
are
idea
kinda
what
tunnel
it was.
vision.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're just nose to the grindstone, meeting
Yeah.
the challenges week by
Wow.
week. And then that's when it kind of
Social
was
media's
like
not
to us,
popping like that yet.
No,
it's not like y'all
I
are
think
getting
YouTube
mentioned.
is
Yeah.
YouTube is just a
just
baby.
popping.
Maybe
it's
some
a baby.
MySpace action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, MySpace.
Right?
Yup. I think maybe Napster was still around.
Yo,
Yeah.
Napster was rolling.
Right. But that was
That's
the
crazy.
impact. And so like
Hey, hold on real quick.
Oh, no, go
man, the culture is
different.
They lucky they didn't have Instagram during the Jabbawockeez days,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That thing would have been going crazy.
it would have been wild.
Been viral. That
Would've
whatever
been
that
so
means.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have
Sometimes
been
I
like,
think,
yo, check this out.
you know,
Yeah, that's
like someone
that's
said
crazy.
that to me the other day, like, yo, Heiden, man, they didn't have all like the the basketball highlight clips when you were in high school, man. You would have had some crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. I know. Yeah, we didn't have that.
It's only in our minds.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
No, that's good, man. That's wild. So it started to become a thing.
It started to become a thing, and then from there, just kind of snowballed, and you know, we started seeing people in the stand with masks and stuff like that. We're like, yo, this is going wild.
Yo,
you know, so
for sure. Hey, take us all the way to the All-Star game with Shaq.
Did you do that one?
I went there, but I didn't perform.
I didn't do that one.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
I mean, that's just kind of like a highlight moment.
But I was
where
there. I was there.
A big deal.
I mean,
it's fruit from the journey.
It was Arizona.
It was Arizona.
We went
to Arizona.
I remember having to be in rehearsal with Shaq, and Shaq was like more like choreographing. It was like, yo, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and we're like,
crazy.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go do this, and so it just organically like choreographed it together.
They were like, all right, Shaq, if you're doing that, well, then we just gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what you got.
Shaq was like, hey, I got like this heart pop thing. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, and that's like popping. That's it.
That's popping right there.
he knew what's up.
Dang,
Shout out
that's
Shaq.
what's up. Shout out to Shaq, man.
Yep.
That had to have been a fun time.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
A lot of great times.
No doubt. So we're kind of going on this. Hey, what's dope is one of your guys' show is Timeline, right?
Timeless. Yeah, absolutely.
But I love the Timeless show because it kind of takes you through the different generations.
Yeah.
We're doing a Timeless episode right now, right?
Yes,
right, a level up Timeless.
100%.
What's the next level up moment for the Jabbawockeez at this point?
This particular point in time?
No, at this point in the story.
So
just won the show.
Yep.
People are starting to get the mask. Party City's bought in.
Yep.
Shaq does his moment. They're like, yo, this thing is happening. But
I have a story.
Yeah. Go ahead. And where are we going from there?
And so it pops off. Our phones won't stop ringing, right? A bunch of managers come out of nowhere. A bunch of people come out of nowhere. Sponsorships come out of nowhere. And I just remember at one point in time, one manager said, hey, man, you guys probably have like maybe... what 1 or 2 years?
You guys are hot right now, but it's not gonna last that long.
It's not gonna last that long.
Might as well get what you can right now because you're not gonna see like longevity.
But I remember us being like, you know what? No, we still are hanging on to G's bigger picture.
We're like, who is that guy?
And you know, have faith.
You don't know.
Right? And we're like, 2 years. I don't know if you know what we do. So okay, let's regroup. And so like a lot of good and bad stuff happened at that time.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of good blessings, a lot of
some challenges,
learning. Challenges for sure.
And probably what I'm hearing you share is like you have to be a little bit more careful with who's in your circle.
Definitely discerning for
right?
sure.
You have to be more discerning because now people want something from you, or maybe not everybody's intention is all
they not
pure.
on the level, bro.
Not on the level.
Some people are not always on the level.
Facts.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes distractions, right? Like even somebody who may not fully understand. I like how you said that, Joe. You said, well, I don't know if you understand what I'm doing. Or what we're doing. And like I even would say that, like I'm thinking about that even on my own life and journey is not everybody's gonna understand.
They're not.
You don't have to be mean. You don't have to shade somebody, but you can also be able to recognize, hey, you know, not everybody needs to be a part of my season.
True that.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But we got to press on.
Absolutely.
In the dream, in the journey.
Yeah.
And this seems like one of those chapters for you guys.
Yeah. Because it's whatever it is that you're doing, right? There is a target audience that you may not be aware of, but the Most High is aware of it. He's walking you through it, right? So if you don't step into that space, then you do those people that needed to hear specifically what you had to say.
Right.
He had to say through you. What I'm saying.
Yeah.
They gonna miss out, man. So you gotta, if you feel it, then you should move forward with it, and don't worry about, don't let the outward appearance of progress and success and this is not moving like how I want to, just stay focused at doing what it is that you feel you were called to do.
That's it.
And let the Most High take care of everything else, because your brain is not, you don't got enough gigabytes up there to try to figure out every step of the way.
That's facts.
That's why he gave us this conscious, subconscious, so we could consciously decide, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and implant that in ourselves, and let that subconscious mind through him move that. And bro, you don't gotta think about nothing. You just gotta show up. You gotta take care of the rest.
Man, really good. So y'all are working through some of the challenges. The show at some point moves to Vegas.
Absolutely.
How's that look? What that call look like?
It was like Sin City. Oh heck no.
You know what's funny? It began with the birthday.
Okay.
It was we got a call from one of the execs.
When you say birthday, what do you mean by that?
It was a VP.
Yeah, it was a VP and MGM called one of our lines, was like, hey, my daughter has a birthday and she would love for you guys to come perform a private performance.
This is too good.
Right? And so we were like, sure, like, I don't know. We muster up this 15-minute performance for her. We go there, it's like a ballroom, it's just the execs and like their family.
That's wild.
And we do the 15-minute.
No production.
Just us in
just
the dance
like old
floor,
school, like how we're
like
used
a ballroom
to.
dance
mask
floor.
on.
Yeah, the mask on for sure.
Absolutely.
And then we do the performance. They love it. We do pictures with the girl, and all we see is a bunch of execs like walk out the room.
The execs were like, taking notes. You know what I'm saying?
And then they come back and was like, yo, come back in like a month. We're gonna have a room for you, and we're gonna test this out.
David Copperfield would be off at certain times over the summer, and when it was empty, we was in there.
We're like, happy birthday.
And the principle of leveling up, right? You never know who your audience is.
Nope.
You never know who's in the room.
Yep.
And never be beyond doing something like that, right? You know, like at this point, y'all could have been like, man, come on, we
don't do birthday parties.
Birthday parties.
Exactly.
I'm sure you're
thankfully it was at the beginning where we were still like,
right.
We'll do it.
Yeah, but just I think there's something about like, even in taking something small, like the seed principles.
Absolutely.
You know, we've been learning about that in our church, just like Jesus, right, he'll say, what's the kingdom of God like? And then he'll hold up a mustard seed. Say, you know, it's like this seed. It starts small, but the potential in this thing
is huge.
One
of the biggest trees. One
of the biggest trees, right? If it's planted, if it's watered, it's going to take some time, but there's a ton of fruit in this thing. And I just think there's so much value in you guys taking that birthday.
Absolutely. God
had more in store than y'all were fully privy to.
Yes. Oh yeah. Even still.
And even and still.
And still, bro.
What?
Yes.
Man, that's so good. Bro.
It's wild. Like I like these days, I'm not like, oh, what do you want? I'm just like, what you got for us now?
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, think about the pandemic.
Right.
Entertainment is the low man on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody want to go watch a show during the pandemic. I remember the casino shutting down and we had to pack our stuff up and move it somewhere.
Wow.
We had to let go some of our staff. We had to eco.
Yeah.
We had to lean up. You know what I mean? Just so we could navigate through the storm. Came out on the other end of it.
Man,
who was the first people that they called? We didn't. We were like Snoop Dogg said. We were in the way, out the way.
Right.
We weren't so big that it took so much to get us started. We were just the right size, agile enough to say, well, we played at Grand Garden. I mean, the circumstances were because of the pandemic, but that's in our resume. Yeah. We sold out
I was
Grand Garden.
One of them joints, man. That was a friends and family. Grand Garden was crazy.
We was trying to pack it.
Yo,
we was like,
I was in there.
Y'all come through.
With the we had the mask on and the mask on.
It was double.
I was like, yo, we double masked up.
That was well played. I like that.
I like that right there.
That was good. That was
but
good.
they were saying that we were like, you know, one of the ones that helped lead entertainment back to
bring jobs back. People.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have to hire as many people as we did, but we wanted to because we knew people were on ice for so long, and everybody need to wiggle. So it's like, look, and that's how we operate now. It's like we might look at something and be like, okay, that's gonna cost a lot, but it's not sometimes about the money. It's about being able to give an opportunity or connecting with people. It's like people are grateful for that too. We have people say, yo, thank you guys for 100%. Doing this because I was able to work now, and I was bored at the house.
Man, for sure.
Yeah,
that's
a beautiful
so good,
thing.
Man. That's absolutely.
It's all about the team. We made that decision collectively together.
All right, let's talk about that idea of teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think one thing that was really fascinating to me, I remember linking up with Joe one time, and so I'm like, all right, like we go into the show. I was like, all right, Joe, like, which one are you? You know, you gonna be out there? And Joe's like, honestly, man, like some of our disciples are gonna be leading tonight.
Yeah.
And guys we've been pouring into, and you know, you don't really even know because the mask and the style and the fit, you know. And I just was so blessed and like challenged by like that, like duplicating yourself, replicating yourself. You actually can do more through others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And still lead in different ways yourself. So I was like, you know, Joe, how were you leading in this season? And I remember you even sharing like, man, I'm thinking about next season.
Yeah.
You know, like you were sketching out stuff for the next theme.
Because we knew it was coming.
Because you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And if you were doing all the dancing, then it would have taken your focus out of doing the other things that were needed in that time.
Correct.
And so, man, let's just dialogue around that a little bit, because I think one of the hardest parts of leadership and one of the best parts about leadership is leading people. And that's something y'all have done really well. How have y'all created that? When did that change where you started to realize, okay, we're going to do less of the hands-on dancing and do more of the leading, if that makes sense. If I'm asking that right.
Did you want to go for that?
No, you first.
Okay, so to piggyback up, right?
Yeah.
I think part of being a good leader, right, is knowing a person's strength on your team. So
that's really good.
It's interchangeable. If you know that I'm the best at that, put me in the front when it comes to that.
Right.
I have to have an ego that is so non-existent to the point where it's like, oh, Joe, you're the best at, I mean, literally, that's what happens. He's the fashionista. Like, my man knows about the colorways. and the look. He sees things that I'm not that guy. You know, put some headphones on me and let me digest the music and break it down and tell you what it is. That's what I do, right?
Right.
But when
so
all
good,
the other ones do, but they recognize that I'm just a geek about that, right? Just like he be geeking about
that's
fashion.
Your gift.
So any look that we have, people be like, yo, KB, what you think about this? I say, hey, it looks dope, but you need to check with Joe because he's that guy. Yeah. I'm not like, oh, well, I'm KB, so like, I'm gonna approve this yellow on this lime green look. Yeah. And that, you might be like, bro, that's wild. I don't like that. I like this.
Right.
I'm not in that lane. So
that's
I gotta
so
default to
know
my
your
guy.
Position.
Know your position and play that position. You are a sports person. You play ball, right?
Yeah.
So you understand that. Like if you just look at that dynamic of a team, it's 100% necessary when it comes to business. Anytime a person, if you're not the sole proprietor of this organization, you got a team and you're not leveraging the people around you. You not doing this thing a justice.
I love that. Leveraging the people around
That's
you.
what it is. And have them leverage me too. When you need me to do something that I'm good at, let me do it. Let me shine.
Me in.
And I'm not going to feel no kind of way about it when it's your turn. Because we got a guy who's just the Jabbawockeez of business. Our manager, he's just so creative and he's tapped in. He thinks in ways that we don't think. So, I mean, it could do something to our ego to be like, well, I should be the manager of this. But it's like, man, got great instincts.
Right.
So I'm just going to say, what do you think, bro?
Yeah.
I think we should do this. I trust that. And we affectionately call him our hand. You watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tyrion was the hand of the king. We're the four kings, so he's our hand.
He's the hand.
And he has great insight. And that, I feel like, is a great example of there's times where he's a leader, but then he's asking us, what do y'all want to do? So it's like, that's what leadership is. It's knowing your team and who's strong at something and letting them take the ball and run with it and just support them. How can I be of assistance to you so you can do what you do? Because when it comes my time, you're doing the same thing. And if we continue to move that way all the time, that's why 20 years, bro.
That's how you get to 20.
Right now, we're looking forward to the future because this is the best iteration of management that this brand has had.
Amazing.
And things are just, because our energy is right, it's just coming to us, man. And
I love that.
As long as we keep loving on each other and letting each other lead when it's time to do that and fall back when it's time to do that, we won't lose. I feel like we'll another 30, 40, 50 years.
Come on.
But
it's amazing.
To backtrack a little bit, just to piggyback off that, it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like that.
Right.
Being creative and the egos and the passion and all that stuff.
That's why we can
talk about it. There was a lot
that.
of prep that went into how we operate now.
Yeah.
And a lot of like negative prep. Prep.
Those
so
challenges.
Had to trudge through it.
Oh yeah.
That iron, that shot, unfortunately, the iron was negative iron, but it made us sharp. You know?
It did.
Yeah.
And we can't complain about it.
Out the mud.
Out the mud, bro.
Bro. That's so good, man. One of the words that I think really spoke to me in my season is you said not just giving people the ball so that they can run with it, but you said supporting them in their running.
Yes.
You know, like championing their gift.
Yes.
It's like,
absolutely.
Honestly, fam, like I could give you my opinion, but it's probably not even the best opinion.
Yeah.
You could even get a better one from my guy.
Yes.
You know, because I got a part to play and I'm good in my lane.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes what caps leadership is when people, you know, try to
do everything,
right. and then get a little salty when someone else is shining.
Yes.
You know, and I remember, you know, I think it was Tristan Thompson when that one season where LeBron won that ring with the Cavs, and they interviewed Tristan after the game, and he said, "Man, LeBron pulled me aside before the game and just said, be a star in your role." And he goes, "The whole game I said that to myself, be a star in your role." He said, "I got every rebound, I blocked every shot, and I trusted them other cats. Let Kyrie do Kyrie stuff. Bron's gonna be Bron. You know." Kyle Korver, just be in the corner and shoot. But he goes, "I gotta be a star in my role." But that spoke to me. I think that's how you get that longevity of success, is if everybody on the team is thinking, all right, I got a role to play. I gotta be a star in my role. And everybody wants me to be a star in my role too. Not like someone's looking over my shoulder wanting me to miss.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something.
You gotta be careful of that. That's why that's that tight circle we talked about earlier.
That tight circle, that trust. You know? And I think some of the negative sharpening y'all had to go through is realize, man, dang, we can't trust everybody. Even some people we thought we could, maybe.
True that.
Yeah.
You know, that's
yes, sir.
And hey, Jesus walked through that.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Hand him Judas the bread and the table, like, do what you came here to do, bro. You know, dang, it's rough out here.
It's obvious, bro. Just do
it. Just do it.
You ain't feeling nobody. You fooling yourself.
How wild is that moment, in, like where Peter actually leans over to Jesus and says, "Hey, which one's going to deceive you?" And Jesus goes, "The one I give the bread to." And Peter's like. I think that's got to be a movie scene or something.
He reached over Peter to give it to him. He was like, hey, pardon me real quick.
He actually told him, watch how I do this. I wonder if they were like, no way.
And Peter's like, oh, shit,
bro. Man, dang.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, you know, it just shows that even the greatest leaders of all time in Christ is.
100%.
Nobody has more followers today than the King.
Be trending on TikTok like dummy, like every day.
Oh, my goodness, right. Every day, you know, and 2,000 plus years later, King Jesus is still leading.
Yes.
But he modeled it well. You know, I think he starts a team. He grabs 12 disciples.
That's the important
part. Then he has 3 that he has a next layer of investment in. And no, I think that's something, you know, that you guys have really held on to. It's like maybe at like year 10, the Jabbawockeez become all individual Jabbawockeez and they're one-offs. Y'all,
that's not the way.
That's not the way. And I think y'all have held that.
We have the same mind, and that's a part of the success too, right?
It's like so good.
Everybody leading at different times, but we all got the same place we trying to go to.
The vision,
you know.
So
and
good.
That's important. You know?
Hey, last thought. Because I heard you use this word earlier too, and it spoke to me, and maybe it'll speak to somebody. The word innovation.
Absolutely.
You know, I think you said that's one of my favorite words, innovation.
Yeah.
Yes.
How would you define innovation, and why is innovation key for leveling up in your leadership?
So look at this. It's like how we were innovating. I'll give you a snapshot of how I feel we innovated the dance space. So, back then, when we would go and perform at local competitions or local showcases, right, you'd have 30, 40 people on the stage. and you just see the sea of people moving. You be like, oh, I'm watching that guy, I'm watching this guy. Oh, that dude messed up, or man, that person, my favorite person's in the back, I can't see him. Those type of things. So we're like, you know what? We all love to freestyle too. So it was just, and you didn't really see much of that freestyle essence in a showcase, you know, and maybe a 2 minute, 3, 4, 5 minute set, you know, that was being presented. So we took all of these different things and went against them. We were like, all right, let's cut our numbers down to like 10 people, 8, 10 people. That way it's concentrated. I don't want you to be thinking about, oh, that's my favorite guy, I want to see it. No, we taking away our identity so you can just watch the picture, right?
Wow.
Freestyle based. We did choreography, but at the same time, we would, just like how we said with leadership.
Yeah.
Brandon's a B-boy. Joe and I, we freestyle, we up. You know, we got people that have different skills, right? And so we would fashion our set to let that person shine. So we would kind of group up in one side and let this dude pop out and shine for a little bit. And then we'd come back in and we would move it around with some choreo, and then another dude would pop out, do his own thing. You know, you get a little bit of time. And so now you're seeing this flow, and I think that's how we innovated the dance space. It's like people were like, what the freak is this? Like, you know, these pictures they're creating.
To piggyback off that too, we wanted to innovate all the way to like the rapper. You know what I'm saying? If we were Candy, we were doing it from the music all the way to the choreo, to the
all of it,
and just going against the grain. At
Everything's
that time,
intentional.
We was listening.
everything's
to
intentional.
stuff.
Everyone's like, okay, you guys are going right. We're all gonna go left. Our music's gonna go left. Our dancing's going left. Just our approach is gonna go left, and that's what's always been our thing. So everyone goes left, then we're gonna go right.
Just try something new.
Just try it.
Right.
Yep.
And see if you can fall in love with it, and put the work in it, and God could bless that.
Absolutely. He will bless it. I'm telling you.
He will bless it.
Yes.
You know, by faith, Lord, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something that I feel like you guys have done and have been continued to be. I'm sure in this next season, 20 years in, you're like, we got to keep innovating.
Yeah.
We gotta continue to listen for the Lord's voice and try new things and keep freestyling and keep adding more team members. I'm sure that in some way in this season, you're probably looking at what's hot now.
Yeah,
you know, because there's still new innovation.
You
know,
that's why
I mean?
This is a beautiful thing about the Mask too. It's just like we have a younger like demo amongst us now. Is that kind of keep
Y'all
us
no
up
longer
to
the
speed.
young dudes, man.
We're not.
Whoa.
I mean, you heard these words OG. I'm like,
don't call me OG.
I'm not ready to be an OG, but I understand what you mean.
Right.
But yeah, we got young guys that help us stay relevant. You know, musical choices. You know what I mean?
Fire.
And we go in and we season it with what we know. You know what I mean? And it's just it's beautiful. I'm looking forward to the future.
Yeah, and it's become a global sport, right? I feel like you guys have. I mean, just kind of name off some of the spaces y'all have danced in, and the Jabbawockeez have invaded.
Yeah, man. Well,
we definitely invaded a lot of award shows, from like the Grammys to Golden Globe to
music videos,
a few Warriors finals,
four Warriors.
Four Warriors. But Joe, you were doing a trip. Were you in China or?
Yeah, we spent a time in China for like a tour, just to go like Shanghai, Beijing, and some just like the east side of the world, or like the Asians. I don't know what's called. And and we spent a lot of time there. Like I said, we were in Malaysia again. We would spend a time in Australia. We spent a lot of time in.
Been to Japan for sneaker con. So that's the beautiful thing. We be in the way, like all the sneaker heads and stuff like that. We can
such a clash of culture.
Be everything. You know what I mean? Everywhere.
It's so amazing. Man.
It's wild.
But at the same time, let's say that we're in Japan for sneaker con. We're also in there Japan for the Air Force Base tour. We did an Air Force Base tour, and we was like
performing for the military.
I love how y'all are so diversified.
Yeah.
Final thought, and maybe you guys could just each share a word to the camera. One thing that we do here on this podcast is we close with a more personalized word on how you can level up in your leadership, how you can grow in your relationship with the Lord, or whatever that looks like, what you guys would want to bring. Somebody's on the other side of this. They're leaning in right now. They're watching. Or somebody's in the car leaning in, listening, whatever that may be. What would you say specifically to a person on how they can level up going into 2024? what would you encourage that person with?
I would say don't overthink, pray, and then listen to God's voice. Try to
3 for 3.
Try to wipe out that very loud inner voice.
Wow.
Go into prayer, and then hope you will hear something.
You definitely will.
God will speak to you. I feel like
that's so good, bro.
Yeah. And the piggyback, I would just say, in that listening, when you get that leading, be courageous and move forward in that space. Surround yourself with people that will support that,
fan that flame,
and not try to knock you down from it. People, man, what are you talking about? God ain't told you to do that. It's like, because sometimes people don't know. I mean, absolutely, people don't know, right?
Yeah.
And we were just talking about this in the car, and he was saying his example about Job, right? Where he had everything,
right?
Most High took it away because he knew what Job was made of. He's like, bro, this is my guy.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to.
So
he's not
good.
gonna. And the closest person to him, his wife, told him, "Hey, just curse God and be done with it."
Yeah.
But he was like, "Nah, I can't
do that."
So I would encourage you to be like Job in that space. Like, know that the Most High told you to do something. Surround yourself with people that support that.
Great.
And you will see fruit for sure.
Fire. Man, it's been a good session.
Thank you. It's been a great one.
I really hope people stayed locked because there was a lot of really good insights. I'm taking this episode and I'm applying it. I can't just be a listener to what y'all are sharing because it's good content. But man, like you said, I want to take it and I want to take it out there on the court. I want to take it out there in the life. Man.
This is big, bro, and many blessings to you and your church and how you're growing. Like
Thank you
I
so
know
much.
you getting those messages. You surrounding yourself with good people. I saw how your people was getting down. I respect you, bro. You the captain. At the same time, you letting him, lead also. Hey, big deal.
Praise the Lord, man. We're leveling up.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Man,
Thank you for having us.
Well, hey, I just want to say thanks for tuning in to the Level Up Leadership Podcast today. This right here is episode 22.
Let's go.
And it's been fire. Again, shout out to the Jabbawockeez. If you get a chance, follow them on social. Make it out to Vegas. Hit one of the shows at the MGM. That thing is crazy. And be praying for Jabbawockeez in this next season of innovation. It's going to be big.
Ooh,
let's
come
go.
On, man. See, that's a man of God right there.
Come on. God bless.
Hit me in my bones.
Peace.
Woo.